In for the Night is a podcast that discusses movies, random topics, and gives you an excuse to just stay in for the night. Why do you have to be the way you are?
What did I do now?
I'm like waiting for you to push it so I know when to start, and then you're just looking at me, and then I look, click the button to start, and you're just looking at me, and I look at you, then you start it, and I'm like, you're a dick.
You're supposed to be paying attention.
I was paying attention. I'm waiting for you to click it.
Always got to be on your toes, babes.
Or just make my life easier and not terrible like it is now.
Why would I make it easier? That's a long pause.
See, it's right there. It's like a good 2
super,
seconds.
No, it's like 20 seconds.
Anyway, welcome. My name is Katie.
Hello, Bobette.
We've been taking the dogs on walk. Well, did you introduce yourself?
Everybody knows who I am.
Bobbit?
Bobbit. Yep.
Okay, that's a new one. I like that one better. So Bobbit and I have been bringing the dogs on walks, and they are very excited about them, but they last for maybe about 15 minutes, and then they all want to die.
Probably not even that.
Like, they get home, Fifi's dramatic, and she, like, lays down as if she's dying.
So was Lala. As soon as she came in, she laid right down.
I mean, it is hot out, but it was just really funny because they are so excited to go on this walk, but, like, 2 minutes in, they start slowing down.
Why did we commit to this? This is terrible.
But they're pretty good on walks.
It's like me. That's why I don't want to go on a walk either.
But we have a slight announcement. So going forward, we did a discussion going into a deep dive about movies. Also take a shot because the dogs are fighting right now.
They're getting their play on.
Which is annoying because I thought they would sleep or do something else, but no. Fighting. So the format of In for the Night is going to change a little bit. Not a lot. Instead of doing a deep dive and play-by-play for the movies, we're just going to do the highlights that we really appreciated or thought were awful or questions that arose.
Thought were awful?
I mean, if a movie's bad or something, we can list out why we don't like it.
Fucking terrible, and then we can move on.
And we'll still give our rating, but doing a play-by-play of the movies just doesn't seem cohesive for you because if you've already watched it, you already know what's happening, but we can go into the discussions. So it might significantly shorten the episode, but what we're going to do, instead of doing kind of just broad topics that we cover lists or something, we're going to go into deep dives about specific topics. So like unsolved mysteries, what we've been doing is just going over a few of them. We might go into one or two topics of that in unsolved mysteries and actually dig deep into it and talk about it and like get all like the nitty gritties from that. Mm-hmm. And you need to put your phone on silent. So hopefully that will change things up a little bit and make it more listenable because I know people don't want to listen about movies they were about to watch, like, or hey, they haven't seen yet and they want to see it. So it's like we can give points of what to watch out for and stuff. So I think it's going to be a fun situation. Mm-hmm. But that's the update. I did make a couple fun shirts. Of course. I can't focus when like they're growling in the background. But I did for my Etsy shop, In for the Night shop on Etsy, I did make a few more shirts and I thought it was funny. It says, what is it? Crap, I forgot what I wrote.
Wow.
Let's get Illuminati, and it's spelled Naughty, like naughty. I thought that was cute. And then I made two of those shirts. One is like for a woman's shirt, one's for like a man's t-shirt. And then I made another shirt that says I'm hot, but hot is spelled Haute.
Haute.
Because it's haute couture, and that means it's like super fashionable. But instead of saying it's like I'm HOT, I'm HAUTE.
HAUTE. Interesting. I don't get it though.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't expect you to get it. But anyway, so that's what I'm working on now. I'm just thinking of random stuff. I do want to make a few more shirts that are fun. But we'll see. Yeah. What's going on in your life?
Nothing.
You missed your flights last week.
It's been flights have been very booked lately. I guess summertime. So I haven't been able to really fly back to go to work this past week. So I've been here for going on 2 weeks now, I think.
Yeah, about 2 weeks. Well, it is 4th of July weekend, so it is busy. But now it's like slow, so he's going to go back and work and
Yeah, I probably have to probably stay for 2 weeks, and so hopefully you're okay with the dogs.
Not stay for 2 weeks. We have to record because we didn't do 2 this week.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll be back then.
Yeah. So anyway,
anywho,
that's where we're at right now. Not a lot going on. We're still working out. I'm in this competition. If you don't know who Dana Lynn Bailey is, she is a badass weightlifter, and I follow her and her husband Rob Bailey, and they're just like super cool, chill people who like work out all the time. They live in the middle of Montana, and that's just like crazy because they have like this ranch and they have horses and goats and all this shit, and they have these like weird sheepdog thingies that are huge dogs that they're outside dogs, and they just chill in the snow and they just roll around in it, and that's where they're happy. I thought that was crazy. But I love them, and so she's doing this competition that I'm in, and hopefully it's an 8-week competition, so hopefully I can win because it's a lot of fun things to win, and I want to win.
she's done a few of them, so I think it's like a third or fourth one.
This is the fifth summer challenge, so I mean, if I don't win this one, I'll enter another one and I'll push harder, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it.
I'm not in any challenges. My challenge is of video games.
You're going to the gym more frequently.
Fifi.
Uh-oh, we have a humper. Take a shot. So, y'all are shotted up. And then we had to pause because he thought he saw a spider, and so I had to approach it. It was not a spider.
Looks like it.
From a distance, no, it doesn't.
It's moving.
It's not moving. I looked at it. It's not a spider.
Look closely.
I'm not going to check again. Anyway, so this episode is our We're Not Qualified episode. And yeah, so we have 8 mix of advice and confession questions. I compiled these a little bit ago, so I do not know what they are. But let's go. So I will start us off. Unless do you want to start?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll start.
I can start.
So,
we both can start. Let's do it at the same time.
Ready? What? No. Advice. So my mom has written down everything she has spent on me my entire life. She says that when I'm an adult, I will have to pay everything back to her. If I don't, said she will take me to court. Is this normal?
No, that is not normal. What the fuck?
No, like your mom is a douchebag.
That is not a mom. That's a freaking.
If she was gonna do this, she shouldn't have no offense to you because it's not your fault. If she was gonna do this to her child, she should not have had a child.
Like have to pay her back. It makes no sense. Like over your 18 years of living with her, that's impossible. Like
emancipate yourself. Leave. Like.
Yeah, no. That's freaking terrible.
How?
I get if like maybe she helps you out buy your first car, or maybe help like
that. Yeah.
You know, maybe you were 18 and you moved out, and then like some shit happened, and you had to move back home, and she helped you buy clothes or something.
My question is, does she keep the receipts? Like her entire life, her mom has written down. So as she's a newborn baby. Bought diapers,
bought formula,
shit. Like,
you're not gonna be able to pay that back ever unless you become a millionaire.
That's like thousands and thousands of thousands.
No,
of
that's
dollars.
not even thousands. That's like hundreds of thousands.
I feel so bad for you if she forces you. Your mom is, I don't know, there's a word for it, narcissist.
Maybe she's joking. Maybe she.
I don't think so.
Maybe she thinks she's like
that.
Hey.
That gives me a little bit of anxiety. What is he doing?
What is he doing?
No, don't do that. Wait. He's getting super excited. Does he have to go to the bathroom?
He shouldn't. He was just outside.
Oh, no. He was just figuring out how to
play. Trying to lay down.
He was trying to fluff up the carpet to lay down. He did the doggy circle thing, but it looked like he had to go poop. And
he better not be trying to poop in
but
here.
This, like, gives me a little bit of anxiety because whenever we get what is it called? Like bills unexpectedly, I have a minor panic attack like in my brain. I'm like, fuck this. Like, oh, side note, just lay down, buddy. He's doing it again.
We keep pausing because he keeps acting like he's going to use the restroom, but he's just laying down.
Okay, so Side note, kind of connected to this about random unexpected bills. We had this pest control people who were awful. Like, I'm just going to divulge very quickly in the step-by-step of what the bullshit happened. So this guy shows up and he's like, oh, we're having a Memorial Day sale, $50 for your first initial spray, and then we'll take down all the nests. And then after that, it's $119 a month. And I was like, okay, that's not bad. Like he said, but it wouldn't be monthly. So the first 2 months you'd come monthly, and then it would be once every 3 months just to spray. Well, this dude literally came in, sprayed around the house in 5 minutes, didn't knock down shit. And so then I was, sorry, Wade is he going poop?
I don't know. Wade.
What are you doing?
Lay down, dude. Like, what are you doing? He's never done that before.
It's weird.
Okay,
I think he's just trying to find something fluffy to lay down on.
He's got a couch right there.
I know, but I think he's just uncomfortable. Sorry. And so the pest control people didn't do that. And so when they were going to come the second time, I was going to talk to the tech and be like, yo, you guys were supposed to do this. Mm-hmm. But June 20th rolled around and nobody showed up. And I called them and I emailed them and I was like, nobody answered. Nobody responded to my emails until 3 days after the appointment. And they were like, oh, we had to reschedule you. And I'm like, fuck, you did. And so I was like, I don't want to deal with you. You guys have terrible customer service. I don't want to talk. Like, and then this person was a dick. And it was like a bunch of back and forth every day, multiple emails back and forth. Because they wanted me to pay $199 for a service that they really didn't do. And I was like, you broke the contract. I'm not paying it. And this guy's, well, you have to. We went out there. And I was like, nah.
Nah.
And so I was like, and so he was like, well, if you let us come out there again and we still fail to do it, then I would waive the fee. And I was like, you had 2 chances and you didn't even show up the second time. Mm-hmm. So today I made time because I was over it. I'm like, I'm going to start screaming at people. I was like, please call them. And he was like, fine, I'll do it. So he did it. And he yelled at me. And then I just started talking to the lady and I listed all the bullshit that was happening. And the lady instantly was like, well, yeah, that agent is no longer with us. So I'm hoping they got fired for being a Dickosaurus Rex. And
hopefully
I was just like over it. I was like, okay, cool. And she's like, oh, we're going to waive that fee. I'm so sorry. Like, hopefully in the future you might consider what the pest control company. And I was like,
I mean, we've had 2 pest control companies now. We had one in Princeton and one here, and both of them have been
shitty. I do a better job on myself. Like I do.
The stuff we buy at Walmart does a better job than what they spray.
So just consider that it's cheaper just to do it yourself. There's like a little pumpy thing that sprays, and it really works really well. I think it's like $13.
Like it kills everything.
Yeah. So just do that. Okay. So anyway, your mom is a dick. If she's doing that, try. If you're below 18, if you're younger than 18 years old, try to emancipate yourself because that's not healthy that your mom's doing that. Or make her a drink. Put a little bit of something in it, a drug in it.
Special in there.
Tie her up, and then you don't have to worry about it.
And then just
destroy her notes.
Yeah, find her notes, destroy them, and then she doesn't keep track of it unless she's a smart mom and she backs it up. Copies. But then you just have to give her true serum. That could be the drug. There you go. Give her true serum drug, tie her up again if it didn't work the first time.
Zip ties.
And then figure out where the copies are unless she just only had originals, and there you go. Everybody's happy.
Remember, we are not qualified.
No, remember, we are qualified. You
to give you
have
terrible
to tie people up. You have to give them true serum drugs.
The only thing we're qualified to do is giving you bad advice.
I think that's freaking perfectly great advice.
All right, it's your turn. Go. I think we're done with this one, right? It's not normal. She's terrible.
Wow. Just interrupt me talking about great advice. I'm going to interrupt you next time. See how you like it. Let's see here. I got advice. Does this mean it's over? My girlfriend stopped replying to me in text when I told her in person that I don't accept her 6-year-old daughter. Jesus. I just want her and only her. Her final, I'm sure that's supposed to be text. Her final text was goodbye. Should I go to her house?
Dude.
Whether you're a chick or a dude, Not sure which. I'm assuming a dude. But
maybe you should date some.
do we really have to answer that? For one, if you tell the mom that you don't accept her 6-year-old daughter, yeah, that is the end. Like,
there's no growth from there.
There's nothing. She's not going to get rid of her kid to be with you.
My question is, how many texts a day is he sending? And she's not responding to him.
I'm sure she blocked his number by now.
Probably, but is he like the psycho crazy person who's texting like every 2 seconds?
Clearly.
I'm not calling you psycho crazy, but if you're sending...
I'm calling him psycho crazy.
Like, because we don't have the evidence that if he sent 1 or 2 and she hasn't responded in like 3 days, that's like, okay, normal. But if he's sending like 100 messages a day...
she's not, or my girlfriend stopped replying to me in text. So I think that's multiple. He didn't say, oh,
don't go over to your house because she's going to file for a restraining order, bro. Like, don't do that. That's...
Jeez Louise.
Go on a dating app, say, not interested in children, because that will help you
This
out.
is going to be added to our list of dumb people.
Stupid criminals.
Stupid criminals. Like, this is sad. I thought the mom one was bad. This one's bad.
That one's really bad. Like, but...
So let me ask you this question. So if you were dating a chick and you had a daughter or whatever, if you were dating someone and you had a son or a daughter and you're like, I only want you and not your kid, like, what would you do? Like, would you be like, okay, and then get rid of the kid?
But let's be honest. Guys would be like, bye, and then they would dump the kid off at the mom's house, and then...
Well, the mom's not in the picture.
Maybe not.
That happens. That can happen.
But depending on if you were a decent human and you loved your child versus...
But even then, it's not like they're going to be either have the kid every other weekend like a friend of ours does, or they're going to... Maybe they have the kid full time. They're not going to be able to get rid of the kid. Unless they do what they did in
oh my God,
Orphan First Kill and get the brother to kill the sibling and cover it up.
She didn't mean to do it.
Sure.
Anyway.
He was an asshole kid. So.
He was a dick. If you haven't seen that, we've brought that up a couple times. The Orphan First Kill.
Yeah,
definitely watch it.
It was a pretty twist on there for sure.
Pretty good twist. It's really on tandem with the first one. I thought it was really good.
Just to reply to that, yes, it is over, dude or chick.
Build a bridge.
Build a big old bridge and get over it. Because you fucked up by saying you only want her and not the kid.
But my question for this is, how long have y'all been dating? If it was like only a few weeks, then I'm like, okay, cool. But if it's like a year, there's problems.
Either way, it's a problem.
I mean, if a week, maybe she just... My question is, if it was only a few weeks and they just like officially did it and she's like, oh, I have to tell you something. I have a 6-year-old daughter. And he's like, bitch...
I'm pretty sure
because some people hide their children. People hide their children. That is really sad. But the thing is, like,
that
dating
should be something on the first date, like, hey, I have a 6-year-old kid. Are you okay with that? Or like as soon as you meet them and talk to them, like
maybe it was like a meet cute and they met and they bumped into each other in a coffee shop and he's like, you cute, and she's like, you cute too, and then
she's like, I have a 6-year-old daughter.
No, and then there's like a kid screaming off in the side and then he's like, oh, children screaming. And then she was like, oh, I can't tell him this, but he's real cute. And then then she tell him a few dates later.
That is just terrible. That's why dating is terrible. Like, just super terrible.
I like how we concocted the story. Oh, I concocted the story. And
either way, it's bad.
It is bad. I'm just saying.
Like, if you or I had a kid, that would have been like the first thing I would have said. Be like, hey, guess what? I have a 20-year-old kid.
Gross.
Just, throwing that out there. What do you mean? That would have been 18 years if I had a 20-year-old. I'm 38.
Well, not now, 38. But that was like 5. Oh my God. 5 years ago we started dating. So 5 years ago.
Obviously, then it would have been 15.
13.
What do you mean? If I had a 20-year-old kid 5 years ago, that's 15. 5 minus.
Well, no, I'm just saying when I first met you, if you 15. Said you had. My math is right. I need you to listen.
5 minus 15 is 20. I said 5 minus 15 is 20.
Math for the win.
Ah, Jesus.
I'm saying, when I met you 5 years ago, and if you said you had a 20-year-old kid, you would have had that kid at 13. True or false?
Obviously, I wasn't meaning then. I'm talking about like now. If we were to start dating now.
I'm do that one more time.
Dating now.
Okay. I'm
good.
Yeah. Right. Are we done with this one?
Either way. I mean, we shouldn't even like needed to answer that one. That is just.
I feel like maybe he's like new to dating. Maybe he's like 24, 25, and she had
or maybe 12.
Maybe like she had the kid young, and he's like new to the dating world because his parents were super religious, and he just finally got out, and he's like, I don't believe in Jesus,
or kids.
They don't exist.
They're not real things.
They're just hobbits running around screaming.
There's a 6-year-old dog.
Wow, it's on its hind legs.
How did you do that trick?
It's making noises. I don't understand.
It's calling you mommy. Is that normal?
Good. You trained your dog so well.
It can talk.
Okay, my turn.
No, your turn. Yeah.
All right. I have a confession. I was told that my congenital heart disease put me at risk of a sudden cardiac death, and I'm only 30 years old.
Ooh, that's fun.
I couldn't care less. I avoid telling family and friends to keep from depressing them. But hey, how is this news any different than the current life I'm living? So this person's pretty much on the verge of dying, and she hasn't told anybody.
Don't.
She or he. They.
Don't.
I mean, write a letter or something and put it somewhere where somebody can find it, just so that they know what happened.
It's like when it gets closer to like the deadline.
If you feel like you're about to slip away into darkness.
Well, I'm pretty sure like they're going to get bedridden first before it like actually shuts down. I'm sure it's just not going to be walking down the street.
I'm not a cardiologist.
Like, pretty sure it's going to be like sickly and then like bedridden for a bit and then death, I would assume.
Then they get better and then they die.
Wow. That just
like,
got real.
Oh my gosh, there's a term for it when you miraculously get better for a little bit, then you crash. It's like the calm before the storm kind of thing. Okay, well.
I mean, it happens all the time. You do like radio, what is it? Not radio. You do
cardiology.
You do freaking, what is it?
I need more words, babe.
Well, chemo. They do chemo
for cancer, babe. This is cardiac.
Can I finish?
Congenital heart
disease. They do that when you have cancer. They do chemo, and then you can get better. And all of a sudden, sometimes it comes back with a vengeance. That's what I was trying to get to.
Oh, I thought you were trying to tell this person to do chemo.
No. God. I mean, that's like a hard one to.
I'm sorry that you're going through that alone, but hopefully you can find some like anonymous support groups, maybe, just because keeping it in is probably not healthy. But
I mean, they don't.
They don't know, but I'm just saying, like, you know, like Alcoholics Anonymous or whatever. It's anonymous, like nobody knows who you are really, and so maybe there's like Congenital Heart Disease Anonymous.
I think there is.
I had to read it off.
I've heard of that actually.
You're a dick.
No, there's not.
There's shit for everything.
I mean, you can call probably like.
One of my friends just found out she has lupus and she joined a bunch of those meetings. Like, it's anonymous.
I mean, you can call probably like a number, but some people, like, you don't like to talk on the phone. They might not want to talk about it.
If you can text, I would text all day, but.
I'm pretty sure they don't text.
Well, anyway, I'm sorry. That sucks.
That's a rough one.
It's rough. That's a confession for all the confessions.
He is laying on my foot and it's going numb. Let's see. Wait. Oh yeah, this is my second one. So I have a crush on someone at work. I started using the parking lot near the department building and keep trying to accidentally run into them. I mean, that's cute. I would do the same thing.
It's kind of stalkerish though.
Not really. It's like when you find out someone works at like Starbucks or something. You're like, you try to figure out what their schedule is so you can go in every single time and try to talk to them. It's the same thing.
Okay.
Or it's like
To
with you
catch a
going
predator.
to beer pong tournaments. I'm like, ooh, I think she's hot. Let me go to every single beer pong tournament type thing. It's the same exact thing. It's not stalkerish at all. Stalker would be like going to their house.
I'm going to find out what you do after work and where you live.
Yeah. 100%.
Fine, it's cute, but...
Considering I didn't say where you live. But now if they went that far, that's a little different.
Because I was listening to... and That's Why We Drink. I love that podcast. And there was this episode where this dude had lunch with a coworker. This was back in the 80s, before like stalking wasn't like a crime. And he literally fell in love with her at one lunch, but it was a group lunch. And so he fell in love with her. He figured out where she worked out. So he went to her aerobics class and just sat outside. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go to aerobics with, so I think her name was Sarah or Lisa. Lisa, one of the two. And he was like, well, actually, I'm not going with her. I just follow her there. Like, he admitted to following her there. And then her home. And then he would call her and be like, if you want to go out with me, don't respond. Like, don't call me back. But if you don't want to go out with me, you have to call me and tell me you don't. So he would show up at her house at like the designated time. And I'm like, that's creepy as fuck.
That's stalkerish.
So if it gets to that point, maybe stop.
Yeah. But just, accidentally parking somewhere to run into them, that is not that bad.
That's not that bad, but it can escalate. That's like
it can't.
What is it? The gateway
if you're
drug.
A freaking psycho and
gateway drug.
A mass murderer. Yeah, it'll escalate. But if you're just a normal human being who wants to get to know someone who doesn't see them out in public because you don't know where they're going to be in public, this is the next best option.
Or you can put a tracker on their car.
Or you can go to them at night, put chloroform on their face, throw them in your trunk, and then take them home with you and put them in your basement.
Or that.
Then they'll always be, you don't have to accidentally run into them. You can just accidentally go into the basement.
And just be like, oh,
how are you doing?
And there's duct tape over his mouth.
Tied up and chained to the freaking chair.
Are you hungry? Did you want to have some lunch with me? Oh,
well, then I just chop you up and eat you because I'm a cannibal. Okay, I'll have lunch with you.
Okay. That really beeline crossed. Sorry for your confession. All right, my turn. We're going to go back to advice. Even though we're giving advice on the confessions.
I know we are.
We're terrible. My neighbor's bees routinely steal pollen from my flowers and make honey that my neighbor profits from selling. Can I sue them for a portion of that profit?
Wait, what? Say that 2 more times.
My neighbor's bees, so this person, their neighbor has bees.
I get it.
They routinely steal pollen from my flowers and make honey that the neighbor profits from selling.
Oh, my God.
Can I sue them for a portion of that profit?
Yes, 100% you can. I think you can actually sue them for a couple million, actually.
You're being sarcastic. That sometimes doesn't go over well with people.
It goes over all the time well with people.
No, because we'll be at a restaurant and then you're being sarcastic and they're like, oh, okay. I'm like, no, don't do it. He's being a dick.
And then they laugh and giggle and walk off. And they're cussing me in their head.
And then they're going to spit in your food.
That's fine. Give it extra flavor.
Unless they have hepatitis C. And then...
I probably already have it.
Ew. Did Lala give it to you?
All 4 of them.
Whores.
At the same time.
That's gross. I mean... You won't win, but you can try.
I mean, no.
Because there's no...
a complete and utter waste of money and time.
You need to have evidence to bring it to court. If you're just complaining that their bees are stealing... Like, you have to have evidence. So unless you videotape that shit, watch the bee go from that flower to the hive.
They wouldn't have pet bees.
It's not pet bees, baby. People have hives. Do you not know, like, beekeepers? They do have their own honey. And they do make their own honey.
Yeah, so if they do make their own honey, that means they shouldn't be going and getting pollen from the other flower. They should have flowers there in their yard.
You can't nest them in, babe.
Well, then someone's fucking up here. So Either it's the bees or it's the owner of the bees.
We're gonna blame the bees for doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yes, 100%. You can sue the bees.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, you can sue the bees.
Take the little bee
I'm
to
sure
court.
I'm sure they have a lawyer bee.
You thought that was not funny.
I thought it was fucking hilarious. I just see a little bee in a little coat.
Like a little suit with a tie.
Suitcase.
And then like the human judge is sitting there. What the fuck? Wait,
that was so great.
ma'am, what? Like the two little bees are just sitting on the table.
Needs a magnifying glass just to see them.
And then the one little bee gets in the water, drinks a little bit, then hops back out.
And then drinks too much water and drowns.
But then what happens if the bees win? What do they get? Countersue?
What do you mean the bees win?
It would just be funny if this person took the bees to court. They're suing the bees for like stealing and shit.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure
But then the bee countersues the woman for like mental distress.
Yeah.
And then the bee wins. That would be funny.
That would be awesome. That would be a cool judge too.
Represent.
Yeah, represent. Take that. Give
Judge
that
Judy.
judge all.
Judge Judy. It has to be Judge Judy though.
Why does it have to be Judge Judy?
I love her.
Wow. Why not? Why not?
Judge Joe Brown.
That one.
I like Judge Joe Brown too.
Yeah. Oh.
I like the dramatic judges, babe.
Oh, let's see.
No, you cannot sue. Okay.
Yeah, you can.
Sue the bees.
Yeah, sue the bees. I want to see this bee show up in a tuxedo with a little bee suitcase. Let's see. Advice. At age 28, I am dating a woman that is 57 years old. Her son is 31 and lives with us. He does not respect me as a stepfather. I try to educate him about life, but he does not listen. Please help. What must I do?
Stop acting like a douche. You're younger than him.
Oh, wow. That's rough. So the person's 28, dating a 57, and her son is older than him.
Right. So suck it up, honey. You're younger than this person. You can't give life advice. You're still a child. Like, calm down.
I mean, could. You don't never know what the 28 has been through.
But just stop trying to interject yourself. Like, stop. Because I can see you being like, hey, champ, like, let's go toss the ball around in the backyard.
It's already weird, like, dating someone when the kid's not even your kid already. But then dating someone who's a lot older than you, which is fine, but then their kid is older than you. That's rough. That is rough. I mean, I don't even know what I would do in that situation.
Stop trying to interject yourself if they don't ask you for advice. That's it. Don't.
I mean, for one, like,
it's not your kid.
From the kid perspective, like, I don't think the kid would ever go to the stepfather and ask him for. Well, no, they said dating, not married.
They're dating. But he's acting like a stepfather, so it's like you need to calm down.
Okay, yeah, that's a little much. Yeah, maybe once y'all get married,
if you get
married, then you can be like, yeah, come here, son.
No, but the thing is, this person's already grown up. You do not need to give life advice unless they ask you specifically. Don't interject. Just be like, oh, yeah, okay. Oh, do you want my advice? Oh, okay, no problem. Like, you interjecting yourself is only going to be bad for you because that son will talk to his mom and be like, dude, I hate this douchebag. Stop. Mm-hmm. And so his mom won't take it seriously and you'll be out of the picture. So,
or maybe she'll still take it seriously. You never know.
But it's just, this is an adult person. You do not need to act like a stepfather to that person. They're an adult.
You don't need to act like a stepfather, period, because they're not married.
You're not married. Yeah. So just stop doing that. Stop trying to be the man of the house because you're not, and get over yourself.
Damn.
That's just to the point. I find that really annoying.
No, I'm just talking about the situation. Like, that's interesting. Like, it would be different if maybe the guy was 31 and their son was 28.
No, but still, it's an adult. Like, the child, if it was like a 16-year-old, that's different. you're an adult. This person's an adult. They have their own life. You do not need to interject your little 2 cents into their life.
Unless they ask.
Unless they're going through something, they're like, hey, can I get your opinion on something? Then you can help.
Hey, stepfather, even though you're
But
younger
shut
than
the
me.
fuck up until then. You don't need, you can bond other ways. Watch sports together. Do whatever you want.
Go
But
drinking together.
go drinking together because you guys are essentially like in the same demographic. Like,
Could be your like sorority brother.
fraternity brother.
Fraternity brother.
Okay. That's it for me. So this last one's a confession, and this one's a hard one. I am warning you right now.
Hard one. Why is it a hard
You
one?
are not going to like it. All right. So about 20 years ago, I helped a friend get rid of his puppy.
Oh, man.
He was a bad dog owner and couldn't train it, so he wanted to release it into the wild. We let the dog go, and as it tried to come back to us, it was hit by a car. This was half a lifetime ago, and I'm still in tears typing this right now. It's one of my biggest regrets going along with it and not stopping him. I honestly think this is the biggest regret of my 40 years on this planet. I love dogs so much, and it haunts me to this day.
So that would haunt me, too.
I have to give props to this person still regretting that, because usually people are like, oh, it's just a dog. Like, who cares? But it's a
Those people are
domesticated
terrible.
dog. Like, how old were you guys? Like 20 years ago? So you guys were 20. Like, it's a domesticated dog. It's not going to survive in the wild. Like,
Yeah, like take it to a shelter and try to find a new home for it.
Or-
But the thing about it, you normally now, or at least nowadays, I don't know about 20 years ago, but if you take a dog to a shelter, basically surrendering it, they automatically put the dog down if it's a kill
Yeah.
shelter. So try to at least try to find like a friend or a family member that will take the dog.
yeah, but that's sad. I'm sorry that you had to go through with that, but that was a real stupid plan.
Well, we have a similar story like that. Not going to get into it, but
I mean, yours was an accident.
no comment. There are other ways of handling dog situations, 100%. But I do feel like I am glad that you feel bad for. Well, I am not glad, but damn it, how would you say that? Give props? No. I'm just gonna say I do like the fact that it bothers you till this day, but not meaning that I do like that.
We don't like you're going through it, but we appreciate
There
that
we go.
you
Appreciate is better.
are regretful
Like
of the
you
actions.
view the dog as like a human if it still bothers you 20 years later, and because it would bother me for the rest of my life if something like that happened to me. So I think about the situation I had with our friend every single day, and it like I wouldn't say it haunts me, but it kind of does. But anyway, just
take care of your dogs, and if you can't take care of it, find a home for it.
find a home for it. Try not to take it to a shelter. If you do take it to a shelter, make sure it's not a kill shelter. But I know if I'm not mistaken, most states or all states should at least have one no-kill shelter.
Right.
If they're all kill shelters, then fucking take that dog to a different state then. So I'll even drive up and take it to a different state for you. Like, and I hate driving, but I'll do that for a dog. Let's see. My last one. So I'm going to say but it's not meaning me.
Really? Wouldn't have thought that.
I'm going to say they're. They're queer, and I will never be able to say that proudly. And they'll never be able to say that proudly. There's something so tragic about knowing that your own family would rather you be dead than be yourself and happy. Jesus.
That's heartbreaking, but a lot of families are like that.
So, with me, if my family was like that, I would disown my family.
Do it. There's other people who will support you.
Yeah, there's other people that will support. If your family's like that, that is no family that you need to be associated with. Just disown them. And if you're younger than 18, then what is it like? Emancipate yourself.
Emancipate yourself.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, if you need to, like, wait until you're 18 and then move out. Just if, like, I understand, like, sometimes going to school and trying to find a job is hard. So, but at any point that you feel like you are not safe at home because you're queer or whatever. Like, that's not okay. Like, you should always feel safe in your house, and that's not a good situation, because not being able to be yourself can like really ruin who you are as a person. And then you'll feel scared to come out and be who you are, and you wouldn't be able to have a happy life and marry who you want, or if you want to get married. If you don't want to get married, that's totally fine. But like, it's just, it feels like you can't do something just because you're a family, and that's not fair to you.
And could be a serial killer.
Huh?
What? Because usually how like that starts is because the family is
toxic.
Yeah, the way they are.
I'm not saying you would become the person, not the person writing in who would become a serial killer, but it's just like there's repercussions that can happen where I would rather have you happy and away from your family and never see them again. If they really wished you dead, that's no family.
Yeah, that's no family at all. Cut them, was it?
Cut it out.
Give them the big old scissors. Not literally, but.
But seriously, there's so many other people out there who can support you and
like us.
Be your family. Like, there's so many supportive people out there, and there are going to be those assholes who think that being queer is a disease or whatever. Get over yourself, or it's God will smite you. Whatever. That's my family.
Yeah, God will smite the people that think that that's not good to choose.
But anyway, so that's my thought. Like, I would rather have you around and be yourself and happy and be away from your toxic family.
I just think that's just sad that people, like, I mean, I guess it goes along with racism too. Like, that's still around. Yeah. And it's sad. Like, everybody is entitled to their sexuality, their
race,
it's just, I don't know. That shit is so old and it needs to, like, go away. And same thing with this. Like, people, like, every state should have it to where, what is it? Like, a gay couple should be able to get married. Every state. Like, that is.
I don't understand why it's anybody else's business.
Yeah, it's like some of them just made it like a thing recently, like within the last 5 years.
I don't understand why it's anybody else's business. Like, if somebody wants to get married to something else, like, people are marrying like hamsters and shit. Nobody gives two shits about that. But no, as soon as two people of the same sex want to get married, oh no,
shit hits the fan.
Oh no, let's like shake our little rosaries or whatever fucking shit. But it's like I'm so over it. This is my soapbox. I'm so over it. People need to get over it. And if you can't support, then shut your fucking mouth.
Yep.
So that's it. Just, if you cannot support, and it has nothing to do with you, if somebody's trying to force you to get married, then that's you. That's definitely understandable. You can talk about it. But the thing is, if two gay people want to get married, don't show up to the wedding. Nobody invited you. Nobody wants you there.
Is there a problem with them? Don't be friends with them then.
Don't be friends with them. Walk away.
Yeah.
You have choices. No, but holding signs out in front of somebody's like wedding, ruining their day because you just feel like you need to tell them they're doing something wrong in your eyes, that's your fucking opinion. Get over it. Anyway.
Yeah, no one gives two shits about your opinion.
Nobody gives two shits. Your opinion does not matter. Just know that.
Yeah.
Opinions do not matter.
Back to this sexy thing. Disown your family. Find you some happy friends and live your life the way you want to live it.
Snaps
don't let them. I know some people are like super hell bent on like family, but I mean, there's got to be a limit to where cutting them off can happen. Exactly. Like, I've cut off people for way, way less than that. Mm-hmm. Like, friends that just don't repay favors. You like take them out for their birthday and they don't pay you, like kind of pay you back. Then you're like, okay, so you're a big smooch. Fuck you. And I've stopped being friends with them. Don't talk to them anymore. Deleted them on Facebook. Deleted their numbers. Blah blah blah. So
there's like, the thing is, like, I always think, you've brought this up before. It's like, having friends is one thing and being amiable with people is one thing, but having close friends and one person is doing most of the work, it's not a friendship. It isn't. So I don't know how we got on that, but seriously, you got cut off people randomly, but that's just, We had a couple serious enders, and I hate that.
We had a lot of serious ones today. Still, my favorite one, though, is my first one. Does this mean it's over?
Oh,
Jesus.
Yes. Yes, it means it's over.
Jeez Louise.
All right, folks. So that was our episode today. Again, a reminder, the format going forward is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to go play-by-play with the movies. We're just going to do short reviews on them and giving you our scoring. And if anything pops up, like a discussion, we will talk about it. But for the most part, watch the movie. We're going to do those suggestions, but we're going to start doing deeper dives into the topics.
The topic.
So, and my brain just stopped. You have the movie. And what is your movie, sir?
Oh, yeah. Movie is Evil Dead Rise.
So we watched Evil Dead a few episodes ago, which was great. And I don't remember which episode.
Watched it, yes. Oh, Evil Dead. Oh,
yeah, Evil Dead. And so now we are going towards Evil Dead Rise, which now you can actually get on HBO. So, or actually, it's called Max now. It's Max. But you can also, I think you can either rent it or watch it on Amazon Prime. So go ahead and do that. Really good. We watched it the other day, and oh boy. So we'll talk about it.
I'm just gonna say the redheaded lady in there. Yeah, she is definitely a good part that she played in.
Well, we have to. This is for the next episode.
I just said a good part
she
played in.
My topic is we are going to talk about phobias. We talked about fears, like what you're afraid of kind of thing, but this is more digging deeper into the phobias, and I have already done the research for it, and I'm excited.
Ooh, your tracheometry one.
Tracheometry?
Whatever your...
We will discuss it next episode.
Whatever your holes one is.
Okay. But hopefully by next episode...
Ooh, I know what my Halloween costume's going to be.
I fucking hate you. Anyway, so that is our episode, folks. Please, We're Not Qualified is still going to be happening, so write into us. You can do advice, stories, confessions. Please think before you write in, because if your girlfriend says goodbye and you say you don't want their 6-year-old,
that definitely means goodbye, like so 10 times over.
You don't have to ask us that, but thank you for writing in. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
You can write in to our Gmail account is inforthenight69@gmail.com, or you can go to our website, inforthenightpodcast.com, and you can go to the contact section,
Wow. Struggle bus.
Contact section. That was hard.
Bus.
It was really hard. And just email us there as well. But what else can you find on our website, Lur? Or
Merch.
wait, it was like Babino? What was your name?
Can't remember.
Oh, fuck.
Bonnie.
Okay, Bonnie.
Burrito. Something like that. Burrito. Something like that. Something with
burrito.
a B.
I know it started with a B, but now I'm going to start calling you Burrito.
Burrito. I love burritos.
Great.
I wish I had a burrito down there.
All right, so this got real awkward at the end. So thank you so much for listening in. We hope we gave you a reason to stay in for the night.
Until next time, peeperinos. Peace out.